And welcome back to our channel. Alright, since most of you enjoyed the patch 1.3 video, I decided to make another one for patch 1.4. So, welcome to the 1.4 patch video. I will not just read the patch notes, I will also share my thoughts and drop my humble opinion and sprinkle a few gameplay clips on top of everything. As always, I will put timestamps in the description and I think in the pinned comment as well. So if you're not interested in the whole video, because it will be quite long, you can jump to only the topics that you're interested in. I will not cover everything. For example, I will not cover the new cosmetics because there will not be a lot of impact to the game. At the end I will also, as usual, drop a summary what I think about the whole patch. Obviously, most of the footage is recorded from the test server, so if you see some animations or visual effects that got changed, don't be surprised. Now, let's hop into it. Let's have a look at probably one of the biggest changes of 1.4, different intensities for damage effects. I'm pretty interested in that one, of course in the other stuff as well, like the Serpent trait, but let's start with this one. They added this as preparation for the upcoming different types of ammunition and to fine-tune the balancing of certain equipment and damage mechanics. Let's quickly quote the patch notes. Update 1.4 rewrites everything you know about burning, bleeding or poison with new rules and intensities for each damage type. All special damage types now have a light, medium and intense level. The medium level is what we actually had with 1.3, so we are used to that one. Let's start with burning, since it's our all-time favorite, isn't it? Depending on the level, it has different effects, makes sense. Let's start with light fire damage. It scorches a bit of your health chunks, but not really that much. You will not start burning instantly if you get hit multiple times in a row. It can build up though to a higher level of fire and start burning your health chunks. So personally I think this is pretty nice, good change. If you miss a torch run with your melee attack or with your initial shot and they're really close, they hit you, and with 1.3 you are instantly on fire. Not with 1.4 anymore. They need to hit you several times. They actually need to hit you 3 times until, you're a living torch. So that is a plus, and also if you make a tiny misstep into the wildfire, you're not immediately on fire. Also pretty nice, I like these changes. Next, medium fire damage. Scorches health chunks, causes medium burning on hunters. By the way, you can see the level of burning by looking at the flame munching on your health bar. The bigger the flame, the higher level of fire damage. Well, there are basically only 2 flames, one for medium burning and one for, intense burning. Deals fire damage over time, okay, takes 4 seconds to stop. It will escalate to intense burning if you don't do anything against it. Indicates a small flame on the health bar. Now, you suffer from medium fire damage from fire bombs, for example. The little icon is taken off the store. Additionally, the Butcher is dealing medium burning damage too. This is nothing too severe, to be honest. Medium burning is equal to what players are used to from before the update. It's starting to get a bit crispy with intense fire damage. Now let's have a look at that one. Intense burning is 50% stronger than medium burning, so yeah, that's not all though. A Hellfire bomb burns now instantly a small bar of your health. That was quite a surprise, and I don't really know what to think about it yet. This means that a Hellfire bomb instantly will take a small chunk from you and will destroy it, gone, until you get a banish or you leave the map and rebuy it in the store. I'm not a huge fan of this for now. Like before 1.4 you hit people and then you finish them off with the Hellfire bomb. So the Hellfire bomb was already pretty good, nice tossing range, good damage, no cooking time. I think now the order will change. You toss it first now. Everybody that got hit loses at least a small bar instantly. Even with a big bar you will lose more than 25 because you have intense burning. And most likely you will not immediately stop the fire, you have to take cover first, right? And that takes 6 seconds, by the way. You need to get good cover first. So you stop the fire and suddenly every long ammo, and I know maybe some other guns, will put you down instantly with a body shot. Right now with 1.3, long ammo is meta. And with 1.4, long ammo will profit from a few things the most. So we will have to see about that. I'm gonna be fair now though. I played the test server quite a bit. And I expect more people play Hellfire. Everybody was playing long ammo, by the way, or mostly long ammo, because, well, we had 100k hunt dollars, so, money was no issue. So I'm pretty happy that I didn't see a lot of people actually do this, which is good. But I don't know if this is just because they have to, discover this first, or if it's just me who is scared of this. We will see. But you can see in the clip in the back that Joe hits both of the people with a Hellfire bomb, and then we just body blast both of them.
What is your problem?
GG. I know there's Salveskin that got reworked, but we will talk about that in a bit. Also, it will not save you from losing a small bar. However, now imagine this. You have a big, small health bar distribution. This will be a fucking nightmare. You get hit by a Hellfire bomb, you lose the small bar immediately, you get killed, be it long ammo or whatever, doesn't really matter, and you're suddenly at 75 health points. Not even a boss banish brings you back to 150. That's crazy. You die once in PvP, and if you're, bad luck, maybe you're down to your last bar even. By the way, a yellow barrel burns now a small bar instantly too. More about that in the opinion chapter. That's not all though. We have more fire rework. Scorched health chunks now regenerate twice as fast than before. Scorching over time from burning stacks with scorching from received fire damage attacks. Okay. AI does not feature different intensities when burning. Dead hunters are in the medium burning state, which burns as fast as before this update. Alright, okay. I'm okay with that one. Now, let's have a look at bleeding. Okay, let's talk about bleeding. So light bleeding, caused by light rending damage directly, deals minor damage over time, takes 2 seconds to stop, indicated by 1 blood drop on the health bar. Okay, dude, this is nothing too impactful, to be completely honest with you guys. Same with the medium bleeding, caused by medium rending damage directly, blah blah blah. I'm gonna shorten this up a little bit and only mention important parts. 4 seconds to stop is quite important, and can escalate from light bleeding by consecutive rending attacks. So light bleeding, you get that from, example, a cleaver grunt. Yeah, if he hits you multiple times, suddenly you have medium bleeding, and if he hits you more, you have intense bleeding. And intense bleeding needs 6 seconds to stop and deals severe damage over time. Now, we have also some overall bleeding topics that got changed. Bleeding intensity will not increase on its own. So if you have light bleeding and you don't stop it, it will not suddenly be medium bleeding. And bleeding will last until stopped by the player. Alright, roger. So medium bleeding is what we're all used to. The light bleeding gets applied by a cleaver grunt, or for example a light attack from the saber. And you get intense bleeding from, a few examples. Assassin, bomb lands, and now that's the interesting part, the bear trap. A bear trap applies now intense bleeding. A bleeding that needs 6 seconds to be stopped. So you have the damage from the bear trap, the intense bleeding, you need 6 seconds to stop it, and everything happens in probably the worst time ever, when you're mid-push or when you try to escape. This will be quite the buff for the bear trap, I like it. Let's talk about that in the opinion chapter though, because we have one more effect, and that is poison. So for the poison rework, the poison effect no longer has a fixed duration. Instead it can range from 0 to 20 seconds depending on how long you have been exposed to it and the poison intensity of the damage received. For example, a poison tripwire will automatically apply intense poison. A poison bomb, you have to stay a while in there until you have medium and then intense poison. Poison intensity will decrease over time when no poison damage is received. The screen and audio effects that obstruct the player's vision and hearing now have 3 intensities: light, medium, and intense. 0 to 5 seconds, 5 to 15, and 15 to 20. Pretty simple. Now, is this a poison buff? I'm not so sure about this. Honestly, I run the Antidote shot almost every match now because it's nice, I'm lazy, and it's very convenient. I think poison will still be one of these niche effects. Burning will be where it's at with 1.4, then probably bleeding poison will be on the same annoyance level at max. But hey man, let's see, maybe I'm wrong. Now, so we have the effects, and now let's check out something else. We have a new tool. So finally something new, a tool, the poison trip mine. Sweet. I personally like it that they add more tools and traps. As you might know, I'm a huge fan of them. I don't know yet though about the poison bomb. The alert trip mines are fun because red barrels most likely kills your enemy straight away. The yellow barrel can now burn a small health chunk instantly, and the concertina trip mine slows people down by a lot. And with antidote shots being a thing, and now the small ones get buffed, but you will hear it in a minute. I think the poison mine does absolutely nothing then. But I can see it being used in combos, like poison trip mine and a concertina trip mine in the same window. It might be spicy. Not everybody is running antidote shots, so hey man, I can see some meme potential here. I like it. Alright. Okay, you were probably already waiting for this one because we have a new bird and it's called Serpent. This is overall an amazing trait. The purpose of this trait is to have a good countermeasure against people camping stuff. Camping the clues in Puerto Rico from the forest in the north? Not anymore. Camping the boss tokens after the banish? Not anymore. So people can hear it though while you use that trait, and you, the user, you're basically deaf while you perform this. It's really hard to actually hear anything happening around you. I can see people bait you in using Serpent, then they wait, like they hear it when you use it, and then they will push you. I think this might be kind of dangerous for a solo, 10 seconds is a long time, but with smart positioning you should be okay. I played on a test server and it's just awesome. Once you're in range, you just hover over the clue, rift, bounty, whatever, and you can grab it. However, there's something that worries me. First, nothing stops people from killing the boss and not banishing it and just camping the boss now. To stop this kind of camping, you basically have to start an automated banish after 2 or 3 minutes, or let Serpent banish a defeated boss. Like, we had people doing exactly this on a test server the very first day, killing the boss and then waiting. However, you still know that, the boss is dead because you don't hear him and the glowing mechanic is not working anymore. So, most of the time, you should be okay. Like, the trait is amazing, but I also have a few concerns. First, and I might get in trouble for this, long ammo is still meta. Hell, I can't even remember when something else was meta, okay? All the other people who say, but when you OP and blah blah blah, sorry, but I think you have no idea what you're talking about. A long ammo scope is probably one of the, if not the strongest primary weapon right now, if you can handle them and have the fitting playstyle for that. Now, one downside of these guns was that pushing boss last was kind of difficult, right? You needed something like additionally to be effective at close range, a fanning pistol, quartermaster shotgun. And now with Serpent, you don't have to push a boss lair anymore. Like, there are most certainly some underground boss lairs where you might not be able to use Serpent to get the bounty. But I think you see already where I'm going here. Serpent is a passive buff for long ammo, and I don't know how I feel about it yet. Like, the trait is amazing, I love it, and honestly, it was hard for me to play 1.3 without Serpent. It will really speed up the game a lot. Well, okay, so one new trait, but a few other traits got a rework. Let's have a look at that. So, Salveskin, Bloodless, and Mithridatist got a rework. Let's start with Salveskin, since that thing will be pretty strong with 1.4. From borderline useless to pretty nice. Salveskin reduces fire damage and burn speed now by 25%, even when downed. Increased cost from 2 to 5 upgrade points. So it increased the time you can burn while you're being downed, which is pretty nice for PvP. And if you compare it to the old one, health chunks damaged by fire heal faster to their full amount, which is... yeah, that wasn't too great, right? So, nice change. Next up, Bloodless. Yeah, no, I don't see this being really good. This helps against a lot of other things, because it only prevents the stacking of bleeding effects. Listen, I don't survive lots of PvP bleeding effects, like bomb plants, a saber heavy attack, a crossbow. You're normally dead, so Bloodless will not help you that much. It only helps you against Cleaver grunts stacking up bleeding on you. So yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, bleeding will not escalate from light to medium or intense bleeding. All these sweet PvP weapons have already intense bleeding. Most of the time you don't survive them anyway. The old one was receive half damage from bleeding over time. Weirdly enough, The old Bloodless would maybe be viable right now. The new one will be just, I don't know, dude, for 4 points. I'm not spending 4 points on that, to be honest. But let's play it maybe a bit. Maybe I'm wrong. And then we have the last one, and it is Mithridatist. Honestly, no. I'm getting really used to having the Antidote shot, so this trade will almost never get picked by me. And even if I should not take an Antidote shot, I prefer some more useful trades. So sorry, Mithridatist. Probably not gonna pick you ever. Drastically reduce the time needed to recover from poisoning, and the old description was halves poison duration. Yeah, I don't know. 3 points? That's basically pack mule or determination. Nah, dude. Not gonna happen. Alright. That's it for trades. There's something else that will impact the game though quite a bit. The dark side boost change. Let's have a look at that one. Alright, now let's talk about one of the bigger game changes of 1.4, and that's the possibility to regain dark side boost after looting a corpse. This is pretty nuts, and we talked already about that a couple times during our stream. You get now 1 second back, up to a maximum of 5, for every hunter that you loot. This is really cool. I personally think that a lot of people are not picking up the bounty because it's really difficult to reach the extraction right now of the bounty, and you are, in my opinion, at a disadvantage if you carry it. People can see you the whole time. The 5 second of dark side boost, they are not really doing much for, like, if you have to fight multiple teams. So this would be pretty nice, especially for early game banishes, like after a couple of minutes, because they spawn at the boss and there are still all the teams alive. So now there is a question, should you get that second on kill or should you get the second on looting? I personally prefer on looting. Otherwise I think it would be too strong. Like if you have like a 3v3 fight with multiple downs and multiple pickups, I think this might be too strong. It would give the bounty carriers... I think it's too strong for the bounty carriers mid-fight, and this mechanic should only prevent you from upcoming ambushes, people camping the extraction, for example. Like you use up all your dark side boost, you fight 1 or 2 teams, you get like 2 seconds back, 4 in total if you're playing as a duo, and then you can spot another team waiting for you. And I think that's fine. It should not have a too huge impact during a gunfight. It should just prevent you from ambushes. So I'm really happy that they added this. And by the way, it's one more reason not to burn during a fight. Alright, next up, equipment. Now I would like to have a look at the changes regarding the equipment, and there are some serious ones. Let's start with a Frag bomb. They reduced the damage from 200 to 150, which would slightly increase the chances for players to survive the severe injuries at the edge of the Frag bomb's explosion radius. And it deals now intense running damage. I personally like this. Frag bombs were in the past sometimes a little bit weird regarding, they killed you from super far away. And tuning down the damage from them and giving you a better chance to survive the initial blast, I think it's a good change. I mean, intense bleeding can still finish you off if you don't stop it pretty quickly. So I really like this. By the way, I saw already a few comments. Bulwark will probably now protect you from a frag bomb. It will not. You have to keep in mind, and I know the description of the text is not really good, Bulwark saves you from explosions, but per se the frag bomb does not count as an explosive. Because it's not destroying concertina wire and it's not destroying doors. Only the dynamite stick bundle and the big dynamite, they count as explosive, and they do destroy concertina wire and they do destroy doors. And I know, at least for now, when you hover over the frag bomb in the store, it shows explosive. And that is a little bit misleading. So Bulwark will not reduce frag bomb damage. Keep that in mind. Alright, what else do we have? Then we have the choke bomb. Another change that I absolutely love. This is now active for 2 minutes instead of 1, and it gets rid of poison clouds. This will be a pretty good item to save your teammates now, and also to zone control. If they push through the cloud, you can still hear them because of the heavy coughing, so I really like this one. Then we have the weak antidote shot. It's now active for 30 minutes, up from 6. This is cool. Most of my matches are never 60 minutes anyway, and that lets you save some money if you just want to play a quick and fast match. However, it's now more expensive, $25 instead of $5. Yeah, no, who cares, but still. Then I'm gonna do the last item in one go, or the last items in one go. Firebomb no longer deals damage, scorches health chunks slightly, and causes hunters to start burning. So it applies medium burning, and that's it. The Hellfire bomb no longer deals damage, scorches health chunks, and causes hunters to start burning intensely, Can destroy a small health chunk on impact. We're gonna talk about that one in a bit because, yep. And we have the flare pistol, no longer deals damage, scorches health chunks and causes hunters to start burning intensely. In my opinion, it's a meme gun again. But well, what you gonna do? Next up, not the equipment, but we have also some weapon changes. So let's start with the melee stuff. Updated light attacks on the Martini Henry Riposte and the Springfield Compact Striker variants to have the hitboxes better fit the animations. Okay, I'm fine with that. Then they upgraded the tail end and Romero Hatchet melee attacks to 150. So the one should know, if you hit the upper body. I think this is still fine. The range from both attacks is still a joke. And the way the tail end attack arcs is kinda meh. So we will see. Honestly, you will still pick for melee like a bomb lance, saber, all the bayonet weapons because of the range and the damage. So, not so sure about that one. Increased melee damage for the light attack with the Obelisk Mace and for the heavy attack with the Obelisk Mace. So, interesting. I already love the Obelisk Mace. Maybe it can kill immolators now even a bit more quickly. Didn't test it yet, actually. Then, next we have shotguns. Removed rending damage and with that bleeding from shotguns. Honestly, finally, bleeding and shotguns was always a bit meh. In the early days, the moment you got hit by a single pellet, no matter the damage, no matter the distance, it applied bleeding. And with with 1.3 and before, it was so random, Like, sometimes you take the full blast, you almost die, no bleeding. Then sometimes you take not the full damage and suddenly there was bleeding. So I'm really happy that this is now gone completely. They also buffed a little bit the Romero hand cannon, the Romero hatchet. So that's cool. I don't mind it too much, to be honest. And I mean, there's still the Romero 77 out there. And they, the recoil got increased. So I don't understand this. Why does the recoil on a single shotgun shell matters? You have only one shot, so recoil. But let me know in the comments, what am I missing here? And we're almost done. I know this video is long, I'm sorry for that. There are a few more changes, such as hiding new stats, a few store costs got reworked, skins, hunters, etc. I'm skipping this, because this doesn't have a lot of impact on the actual game. I will also skip my opinion regarding the matchmaking penalty with randoms. Leaving a random teammate will now trigger a delay before searching for a new one. Delay gets longer from 15 seconds to 1 minute after several leaves. I never play with randoms, so I don't know how severe this problem actually is. And I honestly think somebody shouldn't drop their opinion regarding stuff they never experienced. I think you should always go to a Discord and look for fixed teammates. It's way better than Hunt. You take the official one or you take ours. The link to our Discord is in the description. And yeah, this brings us to the final chapter of this video. What do I think about 1.4? Alright, here we are, final chapter, personal opinion. Overall, I think 1.4 is amazing. I think Crytek did another very great job. The big winners of 1.4 are, for one, it's the Serpent trait and the extra dark side you can gain by looting. The different types of intensity for, burning, bleeding and poison are interesting. And you have to keep in mind these changes are necessary because we want our custom ammunition. So regarding content, this patch is rather thin, but the impact on the gameplay and future gameplay will be huge. We will need to play a couple weeks with everybody on the live servers to see if we need to rebalance anything. So is there nothing that worries me about the patch? There actually are quite a few things. Let's start with the burning rework or the Hellfire bomb. The Hellfire bomb burns a small chunk immediately, so does, by the way, the yellow barrel, but you cannot really toss a yellow barrel. And that feels weird, and it seems so strong on paper, especially with long ammo being the meta. You toss a Hellfire bomb, you lose 25. You can't get that chunk back until you banish the boss, so you can't heal up there. So every long ammo will kill you with a body shot. And they will be in range, because they just toss a goddamn Hellfire bomb at you. But again, I want to be fair here, and I played the test server, and that was surprisingly, I think, only once or twice an issue. I don't know if people still need to find out how this works, and maybe it will become popular. I hope not. Right now it's good. I hope it stays this way. Because again, if you get downed after losing a small chunk to already to Hellfire, you're losing so many bars in the worst case that even a boss banish is not bringing you back to full life. Now maybe they did this to give the boss a bit more of a meaning and the banish itself, making killing and banishing the boss more important, yeah. I personally think people will leave and just rebuy the health chunks. I think that's what will happen. Buying back health bars is so goddamn cheap. For example, if you miss one small bar, you buy it with 1 point. And the penalty for playing with 125 is huge. So, I don't know about this. I think people will leave, and on top it's quite a severe buff for long ammo. And long ammo is meta already for a very long time. Which might of course not be a bad thing. I don't want a shotgun meta either. But again, you're buffing the top of the food chain, and I don't know if that's a good thing. Which brings me to another long ammo buff, and that's the Serpent trait. Again, I love the trait, and I'm super missing it on the live server after playing the test server. But the long ammo scope rifles are the strongest in the game right now, in my opinion. I don't know what will rival that spot ever. Yes, they're not easy to handle. Yes, they need training, and they need a specific playstyle. But you get rid of one of the few disadvantages you have when you take one of these long scope weapons. Pushing boss layers, and now you have Serpent, and you just take it from outside. I talked already during, showcasing the Serpent trait. That might not be that easy, but still, pushing buildings, boss layers, not a thing anymore for long ammo boys or with the scope weapons. As you can see, I am playing the long ammo scope weapons myself, so I'm including myself here. On the other hand, this might reduce a little bit the extraction camping, because people don't have to push boss layers anymore. We will see about that. This will probably take a couple weeks until we see if this playstyle will finally shift. Personally, I think the long ammo meta will stick around until maybe the custom ammo. We will see. It will not leave soon. The poison trap will be fun, especially since you can combine it with the concertina trip mine. I think the poison bomb alone will not be that strong, especially since antidote shots are a thing, and the small one is now even for half an hour. But yeah, you can combo them, and I will combo them, so have fun stepping in all my traps. Also the yellow barrel is nice. The changes to the frag bomb will be good. I think a buff to the Talon and the hatchet was good. It just brings them on the same level to the other melee weapons. Although, the bomb lance, the bayonets, and the saber will still be the #1 melee weapons and outperform them easily. Regarding the rest, we will have to see. I might do in the next weeks a meta video, what I think should be taken care of in Hunt, what they should improve, what they should add. The game right now is in a very good state, but honestly, it could always be better, am I right? So, that's the end of the video. I hope you liked that one. It's a long one, but there was so much to show and to discuss. And let's wait for 1.41 or 1.5, whatever comes next. Can't wait to showcase the new stuff for you again. Until then, have a good day and bye-bye. And another patch video in the bag. I put a bit more time into the editing this time. I hope it shows, and I hope you like it. Keep in mind there's always a certain time pressure to release these videos in time. I want them released the day the patch drops on the live servers. So there's definitely always more you could edit. Thank you to my patrons for support. These people are amazing boys and girls. Thank you again so much. Thank you for watching. I really want to make a meta / how to improve Hunt video soonish. First, I need to play 1.4 as much as possible. Without experience, we can only just assume things, am I right? I see you in the next one. Until then, have a good day and bye bye.